on Facebook, give me 700 people and I will start the presentation. It is a very, very educative and informative presentation, ladies and gentlemen. And I love as many Ambazonians as possible to be on the platform. I like to say good evening to all of you watching from Ground Zero, watching from Asia, watching from Europe, watching, of course, from the continental USA, and, of course, Canada included. So please, let's get this going. 700 people in the next 5 minutes until I come to you with this presentation. Now, for those of you, this is very, very critical for those of you in Libya. There is a planned funeral. There is a planned funeral that's supposed to be taking place in, I think, Essoata. And we have learned that the corps supposed to leave Douala to enter Essoata early in the morning from Douala. However, we have also learned, ladies and gentlemen, that they are mixing French Cameroon soldiers amongst these funeral celebrants as they come to the BLM. We want everybody in Douala who is a member of that family and those in the Sota who are members of that family to know that corpse has been banned from entering a Sota, and we have very, very good, important reasons for denying the corpse to return to a Sota. If you're listening to me, if you are watching at me, you are on Ground Zero, and you are aware of that funeral that's supposed to be taking place in Essoata, and the corpse supposed to be leaving Douala tonight to Essoata to arrive there in the morning, please send the message. Send this message to that family that the corpse would not enter Essoata. And of course, I'd like you to know, the forces in the BLM have never, ever denied any corps from entering the BLM since this crisis or this conflict started. But this particular one, they have passed an injunction because of some information that we know. The corps is not entering the BLM or a Soata. So please, I will come back to this piece of announcement as the program goes on. We do not want anybody dead. There will be a bloodbath. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a bloodbath in that little village called Essoata. If they attempt to bring the corpse of that man into that village, we have learned that they are disguising French Cameroon military with one of the Red Dragon soldiers who defected. They are coming they are coming from Douala, traveling from Douala with French Cameroon military and this Red Dragon fellow who defected. They are coming there, and they know they are coming there not to do a funeral. They are coming there to attack the Red Dragons, they hope. So because of that funeral has been banned. Anybody coming to Essoata or going to Essoata for that funeral from anywhere in the southern zone or Douala, you do so at your own risk. It is not going to happen. This is very, very important, and I hope to come back to it. But I hope if you are listening, watching, and listening to me from and you are a native of Essoata or BLM, and you are anywhere in the southern zone or in Douala, and you are aware of this funeral, this planned so-called funeral, please tell them they will not be allowed to enter the BLM, and if they enter, they will die. All right. So please do me that favor, hit your share button. I see the numbers are rising rapidly. I have a very, very, very important presentation to bring to you. Ladies and gentlemen, this announcement I just brought to you, especially if you are a BLM, is very, very important because this is a precarious moment. This is a precarious moment in this revolution, and we must do everything to avoid loss of lives, especially those of our fighters who are defending the territory, defending Ambazonia. So that is it. So ladies and gentlemen, again, we had planned to come to you with a very special presentation today about ABC Amber Club. ABC Amber Club. But we decided at the last minute to move that presentation for next week so that some technical issues can be taken care of. Kukuda Blinks was supposed to be here. Odette Yaya was supposed to be here. But for some technical reasons, they could not make it here, and we decided to move that event to sometime next week. I have I have announced here before that I have very crucial presentations coming up. I don't want to disclose to you who is coming up. I have a very special presentation on Monday, another one on Tuesday, and then I guess on Wednesday we shall be doing this ABC presentation. So please, if you came here today, because I had advertised today as a recruitment for ABC Amber Club, if you came here ready, ladies and gentlemen, to register to become a member of ABC Amber Club, please do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. Log on to the website. Log on to the website. You can find a web address on your screen. You find a web address on your screen. Log on, ladies and gentlemen, to that website, ABC Amber Club. ABC Amber Club. You can again find the web address on your screen. Log on to that website and please register. It will not take you more than 5 minutes. It will not take you more than 5 minutes to register to become an ABC Club member. And also remember, CID, compulsory independence dues, are still going on. If you have not yet registered, if you need an ID, you need a passport eventually, that is the beginning. That is where you should start. So please log on also to Ambazonia Gov, ambazoniagov.org to register for your CID, or you can simply go to cid.ambercitizens.com. cid.ambercitizens.com to register for that important project. In the meantime, again, you have the ABC Amber Club banner on your screen. All you need to do is go on www.abcambertv.com or .org to click this same banner that you see. You go there, you click on this same banner that you find on the screen. Once it is right on top of the website. So once you log in, you click on the banner, it takes you to the enrollment or subscription page, and you read the notes that are there. It gives you a short explanation on how you can register. Once you register, I bet you will know everybody who is registering. We see the names, we see the email. On Wednesday, we shall be able to read some of the names, those who have already registered. And you do not want to be a fan, a follower of Secretary Chris and not register to become a member of ABC Club. We're looking for just 2,000 Ambazonians. If you can only give your $5, we are okay. We are fine with that. And again, I really doubt if there is any Ambazonian out there with a job who cannot sacrifice $5, just $5 a month. By the end of this presentation, over 1,000 people, close to 2,000 people on both Facebook and YouTube would have been watching. Just imagine. And out of that 2,000 people, you probably have at least half the number who are working. Please, I want you to do us that favor. Go on the website www.abcambertv.com and subscribe. Let's move our TV to the next level and serve our revolution. You just cannot tell. You just cannot tell who watches ABC, both on ground zero and in the diaspora, in all of Africa. This is where our message, the message for the independence of the Southern Cameroons, is being sold. Let us keep it running. So please, again, we shall bring you that very special presentation on Wednesday. But if you came here ready, please do me that favor and just log onto the website now. Log onto the website now and subscribe. But today, in the absence of this special presentation that I was supposed to coordinate with Kuku that Blinks, my own undersecretary, and Dr. Odette Yaya, in the absence of that, I have a very, very critical presentation that I shall be bringing to you. And it is titled, as you find on your screen, if you are watching on the Facebook or YouTube, you find on your screen. It is titled, The Territorial Integrity. The Territorial Integrity of the Southern Cameroons. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very, very crucial, very, very important that as La République du Cameroon continues to refer to this conflict as an internal crisis, and we talking about our independence, the restoration of our independence, we should be able to know and speak it out when it becomes necessary to the international community. When we say the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, we should be able to distinguish our international boundaries from those of French Cameroon. Of course, you are so much aware that French Cameroon and the Southern Cameroon did not get independence or gain independence on the same day. When each of these territories got independence, the United Nations marked their boundaries. And so tonight, I bring you a very, very, very important piece that distinguishes the boundaries that the British Southern Cameroons inherited an independence and the boundaries that the French Cameroon also inherited at their independence. And one thing very, very important about this is that those boundaries are still there. They have never been merged. And that is why, when French Cameroon hears about the root causes of the conflict, they are jittery. They are scrambling their legs all over the place because they don't want to hear about a boundary. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the numbers are growing a little slower than expected. About 450 right now on Facebook. If you are just joining, this is an educative, a very, very, very educative presentation. And so I urge you, hit your share button, and let us bring in the audience. Hit your share button, send it to WhatsApp, send it to Instagram, send it to your Facebook groups. Everywhere where human beings exist, we need to sell our story, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a very, very important one. If you have any colleagues, any friends who are asking you, but where is this Ambazonia? Where is this Ambazonia? Where are the boundaries? This is the time. This is the moment to get them on board so they can be educated on the territorial integrity of the Southern Cameroons. So please hit your share button. Let's get the screen populated. We're almost hitting 600. I like the way it is rising now. Almost hitting 600. Please hit your share button. I got exciting information for you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Shiva, thank you for joining. I don't know what you mean by 500. Do you want to donate 500 for ABC? Log on to the website. And while you continue to join, ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat this very, very critical announcement I just took a few minutes ago before some of you probably joined. A funeral ceremony has been scheduled for a Soata in the BLM County. The corpse are supposed to be leaving Douala overnight to a Soata. However, for security reasons, the security apparatus on ground zero in the BLM is stopping that corpse from leaving Douala and coming to the BLM. The funeral will not take place. Somebody doesn't want to die bringing that corpse into the BLM, because we are very well informed that funeral convoy is infiltrated. Number one, by French Cameroon troops, and it is deliberate infiltration, ladies and gentlemen. It is deliberate infiltration. So it is infiltrated by La République du Cameroon terrorist soldiers, and they also have a defector from the Red Dragons who is leading that convoy into that particular area. We are warning the people of Soata. The war is not against you. The war is against the people that want to infiltrate you and, if possible, kill some of you. So that funeral is not taking place in Soata, in the BLM County. All right, I hope this message, if you are listening to me, you are anywhere in Douala, in Boya, in Kumba, in Victoria, Tiko, Motengene, and so on, and you are aware of this funeral taking place, at the weekend in Soata from Douala, please warn them. Somebody will die. If they take that corpse to BLM. This is very, very critical. All right. So let me see who is joining. Ladies and gentlemen, hit your share button. Amber Watana Water, you are a nightmare to La République, Chris. Thank you for the compliment. I hope it is. Oh, Babs, I see you, sir. Say, bravo, Ikata. What happened in Ikata? I'm not aware of that. All right. Adiaya Victor, I see you. I see also Annie Miro. La République will stop at nothing to bring Ambazonia down. Exactly, and that is what I am talking about this funeral. They are trying to use every least opportunity to use enablers to infiltrate our different communities. We will not allow them to happen. Even if that person is Paul Biya and he happened to come from a Soata, we will refuse his corpse from returning there. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. At this moment, at this point in time, no corpse is too important to be buried outside of your original community. Absolutely. So, anytime we find out in any community, in any county, that any funeral is a danger to that community, we will stop it. And the people of the BLM, particularly Soata, who are bringing these corpse from Douala into Soata over the weekend with infiltrated La République du Cameroon terrorist soldiers and a defector of the Red Dragons, please listen to the sound of my voice. Bury your dead in Douala and save the lives of people in Soata. That's all I can tell you. We will not accept it. All right. Nelly Bess, I see you. Mvondo Ayuk. Wow, this Mvondo Ayuk. All right. It doesn't sound... Jasper Lundabo, I see you. Kuku Emma, that is my own undersecretary. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have already given me over 700 people already on the Facebook platform. There should be no reason why I keep you waiting. So, as you can find on your screen, that is the subject. That is the subject of this broadcast. So please, as I bring you the presentation, again, it is very, very educative, very, very educative. So go ahead, continue to hit your share button. Continue to hit your share button while I bring you this very, very important broadcast today. If I have the time, I may take a few phone calls after the presentation. But please, go ahead, hit the share button. Hit the share button as I bring you the presentation. And I want to give some credit to Comrade Dennis Atemking for the research he did on this piece. Fellow Ambazonians, good evening. La République du Cameroon's reaction to President Trump's decision to suspend that country from the AGOA, the African Growth and Opportunity Act, has once more brought the fundamental cause of the ongoing war between Ambazonia and French Cameroon to the limelight. In her statement, La République du Cameroon alleged that the United States wants to destabilize the territorial integrity of Cameroon. So far, La République du Cameroon has succeeded to influence Western institutions to avoid questioning Cameroon's pretended claim to the territory of Ambazonia. And therefore, Cameroon can continue to act as if the rest of the world supports its claims. However, it is only a matter of time before the question of territoriality that underlies this conflict is raised by Western powers. La République du Cameroon is paying millions to lobby firms to falsify the facts and distort perceptions. But for how long can they succeed? To believe that the entire world will remain silent forever in the face of its naked aggression against Ambazonia is to believe that lies will triumph over truth. Is impossible. Colonization, no matter how long it lasts, will be challenged and defeated. The territorial integrity of La République du Cameroon, like that of any other country and peoples, is governed by international norms and laws. No country can refer to its territorial integrity on the basis of some private or personal definition of that territory, but always on the basis of the territory recognized to it under international law. As far as territory is concerned, the fundamental principle governing boundaries is that of the intangibility, ladies and gentlemen, of frontiers, which consecrates the fact that boundaries inherited at independence are the only boundaries a state can claim, subject to any amendments under Article 102, subparagraph 1 of the UN Charter. There is therefore absolutely no derogation to the principle of intangibility of frontiers inherited at independence. It is a documented fact that French Cameroon achieved independence on January 1, 1960, and inherited no other territory but the two territories of French Cameroon. That territory did not and does not include the territory of the former British Southern Cameroons and Bazonia. It is also a fact, ladies and gentlemen, that by January 1, 1960, date of French Cameroon independence, the British Southern Cameroons was still a United Nations Trust territory under British rule. La République du Cameroun also joined the United Nations on 20th of September, or September 20th, 1960, more than 1 year before the independence of the British Southern Cameroons, overwhelmingly voted for by the United Nations General Assembly. Consequently, there is also no miracle by which La République du Cameroon's seat at the United Nations could represent both the British Southern Cameroons and French Cameroon. French Cameroon achieved independence without the British Southern Cameroons being a part of its territory, and joined by the United Nations without the British Southern Cameroons also being a part of it. Furthermore, there has never been any adjustment of boundaries between the Southern Cameroons and the Republic of Cameroon. Here, it should be stressed to those who misleadingly say that the United Nations recognizes the boundaries of French Cameroon as including the Southern Cameroons that the United Nations does not own any territory. It cannot be involved in any boundary adjustment except as a third party and cannot therefore determine any boundary. The boundary between French Cameroon and the Southern Cameroons can only be adjusted between two parties, the two parties concerned. On the part of the Southern Cameroons, its boundaries are well documented. Its western boundary with Nigeria are defined by number one, the Anglo-German Treaty of March 11, 1913. Number two, the Anglo-German Protocol of Obokum of April 12, 1913. And three, the Anglo-German Exchange of Letters of July 6, 1914. Its eastern boundary with French Cameroon are defined, or our eastern boundaries with French Cameroon are defined by the Franco-British Milner-Simon Declaration of July 10, 1919. And number two, the Thomson-Manton Declaration of 9th January, 1931. This boundary was reaffirmed in 1922 and 1931, and again in 1946 in the Trusteeship Agreement. The eastern boundary established between France, whose territory La République du Cameroun inherited, and Britain, whose southern territory the British Southern Cameroons also inherited, were never contested by either of them. The OAU Cairo Declaration of July 24, 1964 is emphatic on the principle of strict respect of boundaries inherited from colonization. It states in no uncertain terms that, and I quote, Africans are virtually unanimous in their agreement that only by acceptance of the frontiers bequeathed to them by the colonialists can permanent peace reign on our continent. He continues, the principle of respect for the territorial integrity of states is repeated in the OAU's charter no less than three times, and it is only for us to observe it as scrupulously as it deserves. End of quote. In the Algiers Declaration of July 1999, OAU member states again reiterated their attachment to the principle of intangibility of frontiers. And I quote, convinced that respect for the principle of inviolability of the borders inherited at independence contributed decisively to the preservation of peace and stability on our continent. We reaffirm its validity and permanence as a fundamental norm applicable in the settlement of border disputes. End of quote. Under the African Union, the successor organization to the OAU, the principle of the strict respect of boundaries inherited at independence has once more been entrenched in Article 4, subparagraph B of the African Union Constitutive Act. By ratifying the African Union Constitutive Act, French Cameroon, ladies and gentlemen, undertook to confine its boundaries to the boundaries she inherited from France on January 1st, 1960, which do not include the British Southern Cameroons. Cameroon's boundaries under Article 4, subparagraph B of the African Union Constitutive Act mark the only territory to which Cameroon can exercise sovereignty, and over which she can claim territorial integrity. It will never be emphasized enough that the proposed but failed union between the British Southern Cameroons and French Cameroon under the United Nations plebiscite of 1961 was not a measure of the British Southern Cameroons, but a federal union of two equal states in status. Equality in status could mean absolutely nothing but a union of two independent states. The United Nations followed the promise of independence to the Southern Cameroons and actually voted by an overwhelming majority of 64 votes for against 23 and 10 abstentions to grant the Southern Cameroons independence and set the date of that independence to be October 1, 1961. The terms of the 1961 plebiscite come from United Nations General Assembly Resolution 1352 of 16 October 1959, and it states, 1. The exact question to the people of the Southern Cameroon were these, and I quote, do you wish to achieve independence by joining the Independent Federation of Nigeria? And B, do you wish to achieve independence by joining the Independent Republic of the Cameroons? United Nations General Assembly Resolution 1352. You find that in there. That was in 16 October 1959. In Resolution 1350, the questions to Northern Cameroons were, number 1, do you wish the Northern Cameroons to be part of the northern region of Nigeria when the Federation of Nigeria becomes independent? And B, are you in favor of deciding the future of the Northern Cameroons at a later date? That was again Resolution 1350 passed on March 13, 1959. In British Togoland, number 1, they asked, do you want the integration of Togoland under British administration with an independent Gold Coast, that is referring to Ghana then? Or do you want the separation of Togoland under British administration from the Gold Coast and its continuance under trusteeship, pending the ultimate determination of its political future? Trusteeship Council official records, 5th special session of 24th October to 14 December 1955, supplement number 2, it says, it is absolutely clear from these 3 examples, ladies and gentlemen, that the Southern Cameroon's plebiscite was about independence, although in association with French Cameroon or Nigeria. It was not about integration like the case in the British Togoland or Northern Cameroons. That the proposed union failed is also documented. The tripartite conference called for in paragraph 5 of Resolution 1608 of April 21, 1961 to work out the terms of the union has never held till today. What French Cameroon fraudulently did was to modify an internal law of its own, law number 24/61, to create a fake federation and declare to the world that a federation had been formed between the 2 parties. The Southern Cameroon's House of Assembly never passed any law authorizing the formation of a federation with French Cameroon because there was no agreement on it. Article 47 of the Unilateral Federal Constitution provided that the federation was so holy that no proposal to change the federal form of the state could ever be accepted. I hope you are getting this. A few years down the road, however, in 1972, La République du Cameroun violated the constitution by abolishing the federation. It got its population, which was 4 times that of the Southern Cameroons, to participate in a fake referendum to vote on whether to abolish the federation or not. And it was so abolished. How could the population of French Cameroon take part in a referendum to abolish the federation that was intended to protect only the Southern Cameroons? How was that possible? Thus, even if it is supposed, though not granted, that a union was formed, La République du Cameroun scrapped the foundation of the union and thereby dissolved the union. Having abolished the federation and achieved what it thought was the final annexation of the British Southern Cameroons, La République du Cameroun placed a ban on all discussions on the form of state and its illegal referendum. Through its fake referendum, the people of the Southern Cameroons are believed to have surrendered their destiny, their government, their territory, their resources, and all this to La République du Cameroun to never again have a say in their future. French Cameroon claims that Southern Cameroon right was only to join but never to withdraw from the alleged union. The alleged union, which never took place, was a death sentence on the people of the British Southern Cameroons. Ladies and gentlemen, if it is said that the Gambia joined with Senegal in the Senegambia Federation, there is evidence. If it is said that Eritrea joined Ethiopia, there is also evidence. If it is said that Tanganyika joined Zanzibar to form Tanzania, there is evidence. But when it is said that the British Southern Cameroons joined French Cameroon, La République du Cameroun, what evidence, what similar evidence can be produced? None. There is absolutely, therefore, none. The British joined the European Union through a referendum and are in the process of withdrawing through another referendum. Quebec has had 2 referenda on whether or not to stay or leave Canada. Scotland has conducted a referendum on whether to leave or stay within the United Kingdom. But La République du Cameroon says that the British Southern Cameroons has been annexed and colonized and cannot even express itself again. Its claim is that the proposed joint venture between the 2 Cameroons now entirely belongs to them, to French Cameroon. This is the cause of the ongoing war in Cameroon today. It is why we are fighting today. Now I bring you the Bakassi case. Perhaps French Cameroon is counting on its victory over Nigeria in the Bakassi case to lay a false claim over the territory of the Southern Cameroons. If that is the case, then La République du Cameroon is seriously mistaken. The question that is at issue is whether the pretended claim of French Cameroon, even if it prevailed over the claims of Nigeria, can prevail over the claims of the true owners of the territory called Bakassi, and here I mean the people of the Southern Cameroons. The status of the International Court of Justice are unambiguous on this matter. Article 59 of the ICJ statutes states that ICJ rulings are binding only between the parties. Thus, in the case of Bakassi, only between Nigeria and La République du Cameroon, not between British Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon. Consequently, the Bakassi ruling cannot be taken to be a ruling on the boundary dispute between the Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon. The question therefore remains unresolved. If the matter were to come out, La République du Cameroon would have an uphill task, because all the maps and evidence it provided in the Bakassi case were British Southern Cameroon documents. La République du Cameroon simply has no evidence whatsoever to claim the Southern Cameroons. La République du Cameroon had no boundary. It had no boundary with Nigeria at the Bakassi Peninsula at its independence. The Bakassi ruling, in which the Bakassi Peninsula was declared to be, and I quote, Cameroonian, cannot serve as an international legal instrument which gives the Republic of Cameroon or French Cameroon jurisdiction over the Southern Cameroons. Because, number one, the Bakassi ruling is clearly not a treaty of adjustment of boundaries between the British Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon. Of course, it is not. The Southern Cameroon's boundary with French Cameroon cannot be adjusted between Nigeria and La République du Cameroon, but only between the British Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroon. Number two, it is not a treaty by which the people of the British Southern Cameroons ceded their country and territory to neighboring La République du Cameroon. Number three, the Bakassi case did not examine the pretended claim of French Cameroon over the British Southern Cameroons, because the matter was never put before the court. Number four, it cannot be used, the Bakassi case cannot be used as an instrument through which the Republic of Cameroon or French Cameroon can be said to have, and I quote, inherited the territory of the Southern Cameroons about 50 years after La République du Cameroon's January 1st, 1960 independence. And number 5, the Bakassi case cannot be used, contrary to Article 4, subparagraph B of the African Union Constitutive Act, to invent 2 separate dates of independence for French Cameroon. And number 6, the Bakassi case cannot be used as a union treaty between the Southern Cameroons and French Cameroon. No, it cannot, because it is not a treaty, nor could a union treaty, if one existed, give La République du Cameroon jurisdiction over the territory of the Southern Cameroons. And number 7, the Bakassi case defined only the boundary between the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the 2 Cameroons, that is, La République du Cameroon and the Southern Cameroons, subsumed under one title called Cameroon. And number 8, the Bakassi case did not address the issue of the boundary between La République du Cameroon and the British Southern Cameroons, because the matter was never put before it. And number 9, strangely, the case in Bakassi did not examine the boundaries inherited by La République du Cameroon on its day of independence on January 1st, 1960. This was a cause for concern for some of the judges who dissented. And number 10, the ruling simply declared the Bakassi Peninsula to be Cameroonian. To declare Bakassi to be Cameroonian in the context of 2 Cameroons is clearly ambiguous. However, ladies and gentlemen, considering that all the maps and treaties submitted by the Cameroon party were Southern Cameroon's documents, there is no doubt as to which of the Cameroons the Bakassi Peninsula belongs. Quite clearly, therefore, the Bakassi ruling cannot enable La République du Cameroon to illegally acquire territory outside of the territory she inherited at independence. The recognized boundaries of La République du Cameroon are confined to the boundaries of the territory she inherited on its day of independence, which in this case are the boundaries of former French Cameroons. They do not include the territory that is called today Ambazonia, or former British Southern Cameroons. In its naked aggression against Ambazonia, République du Cameroon is counting on one thing: the systematic silence of the African Union and of the international community. Its attempts, French Cameroon attempts to cause Ambazonian fighters to be branded as terrorists have failed woefully. The African Union has remained mute in the face of the slaughter of Africans. The African Union has become dull, insensitive, deaf and dumb to African sufferings and to the violations of its own treaties by member states who have voluntarily bound themselves to those treaties. It took Southern Sudan decades of war to gain independence. Same with Eritrea, and you can name the rest. Why must the African Union watch in silence? Why injustice, gross human rights abuses, and territorial armed robberies tear Africa apart? No degree of silence and complicity will cause the people of the southern Cameroons and Bazonia to surrender their homeland to the foreign aggression of French Cameroon. The African Union only prolongs the war and slaughter by delaying justice and remaining silent on its own principles. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that presentation made a lot of sense to you. That is the argument that Ambazonia is presenting to the international community. Cameroon has no union with the southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. But look at it in another angle, another perspective here. Even if there was a union, did a union mean the surrender of our state, our statehood, our nationhood to French Cameroon? Of course not. That is not what it entails. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we have to fight this war and fight and fight and fight until our flag is permanently raised in Boya is because we own our own country. But French Cameroon is about to aggressively take it over. We are not going to allow that to happen. I hope that was educative and informative to you. As usual, we open the phone line, take a few phone calls. You can call from anywhere, but I will only accept phone calls coming by way of I can only accept phone calls by way of WhatsApp. So please, if you have been listening to the presentation and you've got a question, go ahead and make your phone call. Go ahead and make your phone call. The phone line is the phone line is open. So you go ahead and you make your phone call. All right. Why I wait for your phone call? Okay, I guess I got a caller here. The first caller calling from ground zero. Hello, sir. Okay, this is a bad connection. All right. That was a bad connection. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for calling, ma'am. May I know where you're calling in from, please?
I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And thanks
I'm Vivian.
Vivian from Charlotte. Thanks for calling. And what contribution would you like to present today?
I just want to say thank you for the good job you've been doing. One thing I know for sure, Ambazonia must be free.
Thank you. And Ambazonia needs all of your support out there, and we want to depend on strong women like you to rally that support behind our boys who are fighting with their lives, putting their lives in the front lines on ground zero. I hope you'll be able to help them.
Oh yes, I do support them, and I'll continue to support them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling.
Okay, bye.
All right, thank you. God bless. All right. the next caller. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling in from, please?
Yeah, this is Mr. Joseph calling from Finland.
Calling from Finland. Good to hear your voice. And what contribution do you have today?
Yeah, actually, I'm calling more based on the ABC Amber Club.
Okay.
Yeah, because actually, it's like the website is abcambertv.org. Not because when you go with .com, it doesn't work. So that's the first correction. Then actually, I don't really know how to sign in, how to log in to get into it, because when I just open it, I go to ABC Amber Club. I don't know what to do next.
Okay. It is very simple. It's very simple.
Okay.
This is how it is. abc.com, abcambertv.com works. I think if it doesn't work for you, maybe it's your browser. But agree that it doesn't work, you can also use abcambertv.org. So any of them, yes.
Yes,
So
works for me.
right. So .com may work for some people, may not work for some people. But if it doesn't work, try abcambertv.org and you're able to sign in. Once you log into the website, right on top of the website, you will see the banner that says "Join the Club." You hit.
Yes.
You can find that, right?
Yes. They say support ABC, join the club.
Exactly.
Like
so you hit on that banner. You hit on that banner and it takes you to the subscription page. And the subscription page, you read through the notes, choose the amount that you want to sign in for.
Exactly.
And just follow. It's very easy. Very, very easy to subscribe.
Okay. Then from there, I can see choose payment options.
Exactly. And also, let me also add that you do not, if you have a PayPal account, and you are in Europe or anywhere else with a PayPal account, you don't need to use your credit card or debit card to sign up. You can just sign up with your PayPal account, and every month, whatever amount that you designate to be taken out, PayPal will automatically take it out of your PayPal account every month.
Okay.
But if you don't have a PayPal account, you use your debit card, you use your credit card, you're fine.
Okay. That's just all. I'm through with it. Yeah, I just got into it. I'm through with it. Thanks very much.
Oh, you're through with it already?
Yes, it's very simple.
Okay,
I
exactly.
didn't know that I had to click join. It's very simple. It's very, very simple.
Right, it's quite simple. Very, very 1 to 3. Nobody will use 5 minutes. Anybody who is computer literate will not use 5 minutes to sign up.
Okay, thanks so much, Secretary Chris.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. God bless. All right. It's as easy as that, ladies and gentlemen, to sign up for ABC Amber Club. Hello, sir.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Hello. Good. Is it good night or good evening?
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. I know you're calling from, is it Australia, am I right?
Yes, you're right. You're right, Secretary Chris.
Yes, sir. So what question, comment do you have for us?
I just wanted to ask you some. It's like a personal question, if you don't mind.
You know you're on public TV, right?
Yes, it's not so personal, but it's like a revolution.
Okay, all right.
It's something happened in the revolution. Yeah, when back in 2017, Secretary Chris, when the leaders were adopted, you were the first person to leave the diaspora, flew down to Nigeria to like find out what was happening. I know you remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, and during that time, because I was just reading something that I was just going through on social media, I came across a well-written, like a long page, like someone, Milan Atam wrote he was just slandering you, trying to destroy you. I just wanted to ask, why did he do that back then when you were one of those who actually were courageous to go down to Nigeria to go and find out what was happening to him? He there's so much hate. He wrote a serious, a whole paragraph or something, just saying that you're a bad person, you're that, you're just a lot of bad things about you. And I don't know, what did you do to Milan Atam for him to take time and go down that road when he actually went down to, you were actually doing good to the revolution?
Well, what do you expect me to say? I guess you will be the right person to answer that question. I did what I was able to do. Went to Nigeria, came back, was able to find out information about the whereabouts of our then leaders. Was able to conduct some press conferences, and all I can say is that the Bible has the two names referred to as Pharisees and Sadducees. For me, Pharisees are people. I interpret it to mean people who would never see anything good. They are far to see, not Pharisee, but far to see. Anything good, they don't see it. Sadducees are the people who are sad to see when you are doing something good and people are praising you, they are sad, and so we call them Sadducees. That's what I can say about the gentleman you are referring to, but I wouldn't want to go into it. Do you still have that write-up?
Yes, I copied it. I'm like, I don't know why would someone sit down. It's like people get up and hate each other in a revolution for no reason. We just have some, our people need to free. I don't know what's wrong. We hate for no reason. Our people we are cursed. I don't know what's wrong with us.
All right. Well, this is a revolution, and not everybody will reason the same. Even in South Africa, you had a Chief Buthelezis during the time of apartheid, and they never saw eye to eye with the ANC and Nelson Mandela. Thanks for the calling, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Let me see the next caller. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening. Is it a sir or a ma'am?
Yeah, I'm a man, sir. Man, sir.
Okay, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Greece, from Switzerland.
Switzerland. Okay, sir, all right. What's your contribution, please?
Yeah, sir, it has been a long time now that we've been waiting for our new IP. I know the Restoration Council talked of 90 days, and I think we'll bypass that. So when do we expect to see our new IP, sir? Thank you.
Well, I'm not a spokesman for the Restoration Council, correct?
I know, sir.
So maybe you want to forward that question. You can get an email, send them an email and say, hey, you promised us 90 days. What is going on? What is happening? We need our president, not an acting president. Send that.
Exactly, sir.
Yeah, you can send that message to Wonja, who is the vice president. You can send it to Commenter, who is the chairman. Chris Chopper is the secretary. I believe that some of them are listening to you right now. Send that question to them. I cannot answer on their behalf. I don't know what is troubling them there. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir, because your voice is a voice of the truth. We listen to you, we believe you, we follow you. So whatever thing comes from you, we believe it. That's that's why we want to know, maybe from you, sir.
Well, you know, information isn't, you don't take out information out when it is not mature, right?
Yes, sir.
So I wouldn't give you any information about that. I would preferably wait for the leadership of the Restoration Council to address that. And I think many people like you are asking that same question. Coming out of Berlin in April, that arrangement was made. You will also realize that the counties and the LGAs were supposed to have been members of the Restoration Council also by now, but
yes, sir.
Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. So I guess it's a question that every Ambazonian should begin to ask the members of the council and especially the leadership. All right. Thanks for the call, sir.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please do me a favor. Tune down the volume of your set and concentrate on your phone, please.
Okay.
All right. Where are you calling from, sir?
Hello.
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 Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Hello. Yes. Good evening.
Where are you calling
I'm
from?
calling from Ground Zero. From Ground Zero.
Okay. What county?
Ground Zero. Meme County.
Okay. Thanks for calling. What is your contribution?
Yeah, my contribution is just to chip in a little thing to say that I am very delighted and happy from the analysis you have just given concerning this issue of Amazonia with La Republique.
Thank you.
Two, yes, a little thing inside there is just a big question of that Bakassi Peninsula. At the time of the plebiscite, Bakassi was a polling station for Southern Cameroon.
Okay.
I'm saying because I myself, I voted for the plebiscite.
Okay.
And Bakassi was a polling station.
So did you vote we or yes?
No, at the time of the plebiscite, the
plebiscite, right? We or yes was referendum, yes.
Yeah, the plebiscite we voted to get independent by joining La Republique or East Cameroon.
Right.
That was the plebiscite. Yes. So Bakassi was a polling station at that time.
And it was a polling station in the southern Cameroons, as a southern Cameroons territory.
Yes. So because of that, it has nothing that La Republique can lay any claim on it.
Right, and that is the reason for the argument we are making, that there is no way La Republique can say, okay, we fought for Bakassi and took it over from Nigeria, it is our territory. They cannot go to any court and argue that they own Bakassi and thus own the southern Cameroons because of their argument over Bakassi.
Thank you. And then there is this question of in 1984, the La Republique president, they had to pass a decree which went to their own original name, which they used to obtain their independence.
Right. We are aware of all of that. All the changes they made from La Republique to, from the Federation to United Republic to La Republique and back. Thanks for the call, sir. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed.
All right. Okay. The lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. If you are trying and you cannot get it, keep on trying. Keep on trying. I'm going to take quite a number of calls today. I think I have a little time to do so. Hello. Hello. I guess this is a bad connection. I got to take a different caller. Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Yes, sir. May I know where you're calling from, please?
I'm calling from Ground Zero. In
What?
fact, I'm calling from Kumbu.
Okay. How are you doing today?
Bui Warriors.
Bui Warriors.
No, we
So,
are
are you a
managing
soldier?
No, I'm the security of a soldier.
Oh, you are security. You are security for a soldier.
Yes. Yeah, I'm the security for the soldier.
All right.
Wait,
So,
we talk. We talk. We find me plenty now about that boundary. Some people are there over answer here, Chris. They talk say this, so we use force for withdraw we say for the republic. Then some old people they talk say this, so we bound to come up from Nigeria from that side of Taraba. Then in the Congo say we don't use force of come for la republic. When we come on now go join Nigeria, then we go use force again for withdraw we say for Nigeria. Oh, we go end now how Chris now you have for clarifier.
you say some people that they talk say with the use force for
They say we boundary. Which way then I say they say we boundary for Nigeria. It start from Yola, come reach Kumbu. But for for thing with the map before we map the shore. We map you know the shore go reach that side for Nigeria. Now you wait they confuse we for answer here.
Who did they travel confuse now?
No, that the people of NCNC or what do they call the NCNC people? Say we bound it start from Yola, before come reach for waiting, before reach for this side of Kumbu. Then it confuse say this so now with this now we like public is strong for we now we try way for the move them. Now so we'll go now for that side for Nigeria, they try way for move them again with a problem for problem. Now you have just one semi clarify me we hear plenty.
No, this is the case. Our boundaries with Nigeria, they be very clear, and Bakassi, it be part of it because you know Bakassi, it be one of the territory where it connect us or link us or we get boundary with them with Nigeria, and that is even the reason why Nigeria be the one claim I'm saying na their land. Now going up to Yola, of course. Going up, of course, I think, I don't know the map very well. If I had a map in front of me, I will show you. Place where they call and say, place where they call and say Northern Cameroons. Northern Cameroons. Yes. Where if you go to Nigeria, where we could go to Nigeria. No, say, we also get a boundary. I think it's around in Cambe side. In Cambe side, around up there, you know, we get a boundary also with them, with Nigeria. Them be referred to as Nigeria, we are Southern Cameroon. So most time people don't understand. When we say Southern Cameroons, it not mean say Cameroon, La Republic of Cameroon be Northern Cameroon. Not be so. Northern Cameroon or the other Cameroons, it be the other part for Northern Cameroon where it be called join Nigeria. When you hear say the Cameroons, it be in 3 pieces. One join Nigeria, one now La Republic, and then one now we Ambazonians. That's why you hear they call the Cameroons. So yes, we get boundary with Nigeria both in the north and the southern zone. And when we have actualized our independence, and we know we get a problem for Nigeria. For that boundary, okay? Yes. We only get problem with French Cameroon.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Okay. No, thank you, please.
All right.
Because this question like this, it don't clarify plenty for them. So yeah, they know the boundary, but they get the map. How they don't work out with the map, but now so they don't be clarified for which way we pass.
All right. Thank you for calling and for asking the question.
Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please go to the website ABC Amber Club and subscribe. Hello. Hello. Please, you have a very bad network. Please, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Please lower the volume. Turn down the volume of your set, your television. Turn down the volume of your television and focus on the phone, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you are calling from Nigeria.
Nigeria. Yeah.
Again, please do me a favor. Turn down the volume of your television and focus on the phone.
All right, I'm living in Nigeria. I live in Taraba.
Okay. What is your contribution?
Yeah, please. I want our boys. My contribution goes like this.
Yes.
I have these boys in Dungamatu, especially Dungamatu that they don't have sticks, so they need sticks. That is what I want to also contribute on it. And I want to also contribute in aspect of donating money, but I try to support the money, but I went to the bank, they say until I open a dollars account, so I don't know how to send the money.
Okay, that is not something that we can discuss on television. If you can send a private message, we'll explain to you how to contribute. Okay.
All right. So what I want to, the second thing is that I don't know what is disturbing Eric Tato. What is it criticizing our anti-president?
Who is that?
He has been making so much noises. What is his opposition?
Who is that?
Please, we need Eric Tato, what is his own problem?
I don't know.
I think this
I don't know. That is a question that you probably want to post on this wall. We here are very focused, and people who are irrelevant, we do not want to spend a minute commenting about them. Thank you for calling.
Okay, because I've been also.
Yes.
I've been also communicating with him and stopping all this propaganda, but he refused it.
Yeah, continue talking to him. Maybe his head may clear.
I want to get everybody. I want this revolution to continue at the end.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for calling.
So I want by the grace of God, we are going to get our independence. So God will bless us all. I give the people.
All right.
All right. I give the people of BT all in Jesus' name.
Thank you. Amen. All right. More calls coming in. Our 20 minutes to go. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you. May I know where you're calling from, please? I can hear you. Go ahead, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Eastern Europe.
Okay. What is your contribution, sir?
Hello.
Go ahead. Go on. Go on. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. What I'm trying to talk is we should try to. Hello.
Go on, please. I'm hearing you. Hello. Hello. Okay, I guess that's a bad connection. We don't have time to wait when there are so many people online that want to call, that want to participate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please again log on to the website abcambertv.com or .org, and please register to sign up for the club. All right. Hello, sir.
Hello, Chris, and good evening. This is Mula Wunja talking, please.
Oh, I hope you are going to answer the question that a caller asked a few minutes ago. The Honorable Wanja, good to hear your voice, sir.
Yeah, thank you. It's quite a while.
Now, I'd like you to answer that question first before you go to whatever that you have in mind. Why has
can you repeat the question again?
Why has the Restoration Council not?
Yes.
I mean, let me put it this way: the Restoration Council promised a new president in 90 days. Why has the Restoration Council not done that yet? And secondly, what happened to LGA members and county members becoming members of the Restoration Council? What happened? It's been probably 3 months over the period that you guys stipulated. What is going on? You are the vice president.
Oh, yeah, thank you for that question. I think you have already answered the question yourself. We were about to bring out the election for the president of the interim government, but it was unfortunate that we have the Berlin conference where a new constitution, new policies were created, and they sent to the Restoration Council to bring in certain members from the LGAs and the counties. So we were about to constitute them in first before we go for a full-fledged election, which we are doing it. Vetting is going on now for the various members of the various LGA who have been sent in.
My understanding is that most of those LGA representatives have been voted, and you will recall that Berlin was since April, and we are in November. That is,
you are right. The Restoration Council has its own policy, and we have our own constitution which we follow.
But the Restoration Council said 90 days.
Yeah, but it's not 90 days.
No, it's past 90 days already. That was in, wasn't that in July that you made that statement?
Yes, the statement was made before the Berlin conference. Don't forget. So we were thinking for us, the Restoration Council, to choose.
When was the impeachment?
That was about.
It was after the Berlin. It was after the Berlin conference, correct?
Yes, that's
okay. And it was after the Berlin conference and after the impeachment. Actually, during the impeachment, that you stated in your announcement that in 90 days, a proper president would be put in place.
That is correct. You yourself know that the cabinet wrote us a letter about that, and then we send a reply to you people. So we gave you people 90 days, which will elapse next month, on the 14th of next month. Am I right?
And what did your letter to the cabinet ask or demand?
Yes, they demand us, when are we going to elect elect a new president? Then we reply to you people that we want to constitute the Restoration Council with all the LGA members. So we'll have a very transparent election for the president, so nobody will blame that they didn't vote. Each of the county or the LGA we constitute, we also be part of the election. That is why we are delaying. But I think I will promise you people by next month we are going to get a new president.
But you are also aware that there are those who have argued that the Restoration Council does not have the jurisdiction to decide or to conduct an election. Are you aware of that?
No, we are just supervising the election.
Okay.
We are not conducting the election. That is a mistake people are making.
All right.
We are just supervising. It's the LGA. The LGAs are the people who are going to choose the president, do the election. We are there just to supervise and to make sure that after the election, they send it for us to endorse it, and then we swear in the president. That's our job.
I'm referring to election of the president, not the LGA's representatives.
No, the LGA, they are the ones
who are responsible for the election of the president.
Okay.
We are not part of the elect. We are just supervising. We are supervising. That is all. That's our job. So
all right, we will have to talk about that on a different day. But please go ahead with the contribution you call with.
Yes, I called today for Southern Cameroonians to first of all, to keep focusing on the struggle. That's the important thing. Secondly, I want to step in about the Bakassi issue because I was present in the court. I'm not talking like somebody who was not there. I was in Den Haag by then.
Okay.
We were in the court when it took place. Pierre Semenge was there. By then, Amadou Ali was the Minister of Justice. Then you have Chief Ayamba and one chief from the Indian Division and late Chief Endeli.
Justice Endeli.
So, Endeli, yes. So they were the one who have, those chiefs were the one who have the documents stated for the British Southern Cameroons by then. The document were not stated that La Republique or any other thing. What the documents which they had was a trade by barter deal between Nigeria and then British Southern Cameroons. It was not a deal between La Republique or any other people. It was for Southern Cameroon, the Bakassi. Let me tell everybody, I was there in court. So the minister then could not understand English. So he was just sitting behind. We were behind with him. He could not say a word. That is Amadou Ali. I'm talking and people were there. They know what I'm saying. The other person who did not even open a mouth was the Secretary of State of Justice. I forgot his name. It was there. Then the person who came to defend us was Professor Kamto. So he could not even defend it. What he was doing was getting help from Justice.
But Kamto was there on behalf of La République du Cameroun, correct?
Oh, not really. I will not say that. La République du Cameroun sent him to be the lawyer of that particular team.
Right,
which,
that's what I mean.
By then, yes. But he did not know the history. I'm telling you, this is factual. This is facts. He did not know the history of Bakassi, so he was supported by the chiefs. The person who won that case was the chief, they call him Chief Ayamba. By then, if I don't make the mistake, he was the one who removed the document that was signed between they call him Gawan, something like that.
Gawan,
the president of
right.
Nigeria, yes, with the British Southern Cameroons. By then was, I think, who signed it? Was it Muna and Endeli? Yes, correct. That was the deal. So nobody should tell you that La Republic have anything to do with Bakassi. So lucky, God bless few of us who were there. Present.
Well, that is the argument. That's the argument that I made in the presentation tonight, and I think our people should go back and listen to it again and again and again. It is a very, very educative and informative piece that we will keep on referring to it again and again in the course of this conflict, especially when we get on the table of settlement. Thanks for calling, sir.
Thank you very much. I want to tell Southern Cameroonians they should not be shaken. No matter what Eric Tato is saying, you people don't be afraid. We are there to fight to win the war. We are not there to fight ourselves. We are not fighting Sako anybody. We are fighting Paul Biya. If he's there to fight Sako, it is up to him. Nobody should fear. I'm saying it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. That is the one and only Honorable Vice Chairman of the Restoration Council, Mola Wanja, calling from the Queen's Land, London. Okay, let me get a call from Ground Zero. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening, our Secretary of State.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling in Meme.
You're calling from Meme?
Yeah, Meme country.
Okay, what contribution do you have for us today?
Yes, I want to pass a little bit of the Bakassi problem.
Okay.
Yes, our father have explained it to us how the Bakassi problem pass. What our brother Mola have just said. Yes, because I'll tell you that Chief Territorial.
I'm sorry, your line is not very
then
good.
There was a chief Indian which was said there. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, go ahead. Go on, please.
Hello?
Your line is breaking. Your line is breaking.
Okay. My line is disturbing.
Yes, it's breaking.
Okay. I want to just highlight the matter of Bakassi.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. What we have thought about was that immediately as that war were going on, to stop the war was that they called for the international body to step up to stop the war in Bakassi. And Bakassi is southern Cameroon territory. So they went to Geneva. I think it was Geneva. Amadou Ali was there. Then also there was one minister from La République.
Yeah, we got all of that. What new do you want to add?
Okay, what we want to add is that the judgment were given for the people of southern Cameroon, not La République, because when Nigeria said that the land belongs to them, they said no. The day of your independence, that land does not belongs to you. Then also with La République du Cameroon, the judgment was that is not your territory.
Right.
That is why they say it was a diplomatic area.
Right.
Today, it is diplomatic area. If somebody tell you that it belongs to La République, I will tell you that is lie, because
on the day of independence for Nigeria, Bakassi did not belong to them. On the day of independence for La République du Cameroon, Bakassi did not belong to them. The only party that owned Bakassi at independence was the Southern Cameroons.
Yes, was Southern Cameroon. So that is when Amadou Ali went back, because Amadou Ali was there. He could not say anything because he don't know the history of Southern Cameroon. So our parents, our chiefs that were there were the one that defend the territory. That territory belongs to Southern Cameroon. There was argument there that those chiefs bring out the original map of Southern Cameroon. So that is why up to today we know that area is diplomatic area.
All
to
right.
Stop that war, yes, they don't have to stop it like that. The war should not continue.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have 5 more minutes to be here. If you get your call through, great. If not, you missed it. Okay. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Meme country.
So everybody is calling from Meme today, huh?
Yes.
All right. What is your contribution, sir?
My contribution is that whenever you are coming out from that debate, I'm very happy.
Whenever what?
The problem is that those who are coming for this your program, I'm very happy.
Okay.
Because there are some people who like to deceive us down this way, like that Erikato and Dr. Muzu, all of them, and Kocho Ayaba. I don't like to see those people.
Well, you have a very bad network. You have a bad network. Sorry, your network is breaking.
People every day. If they want to take the power in their hands, they cannot be able to take the power on their hands. They vote for people.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for calling. Okay. Have a great night. Okay. I hope that Mr. Tato is getting all that information about him. I hope that he can listen to sound advice that is being dished out to him. Okay, this is the last call that I am taking today. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, sir. Good evening. May I know where you're calling in from?
I'm calling from Douala, La Republic.
From La Republic, colonial territory. I hope you are safe over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm safe, Secretary.
All right. What is your contribution, please? What is your contribution?
Yes, my contribution is about
Well, this is a bad network.
this dictator, I have achieved the other activists.
Your network is so bad, sir. Breaking up.
Okay. Are you getting me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead. Go on.
Hello?
Go on. I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm talking about this confusion that these people are creating down here, confusing us, because we are talking about one guy, Eric Tato, and the group of Ayabacho. They used to call and say that I'm been setting confusion because say that about this struggle is secretaries and field marshal, this and that. We don't like to hear things like that. Please, we don't like to hear things like that.
Are you a fighter? Are you a fighter?
In this issue, because people are dying. They should. No, I'm not a fighter. I mean, I'm from Bafut, but I'm in the Republic.
Okay.
I used to communicate with my people in ground, and we used to know how we do things. And
your people told you that they were receiving those calls.
No, they are trying. Yes, they are trying to convince. They send us audio that the field marshal is saying he seems to have left and come and walk in Bafut. I said that no, the interim government is one. People should not be confused. This interim government is the true interim government. We should focus, please.
Yeah, and hold on there. You mentioned the issue of that audio from is it General Wu from Bafut, supposedly to be 7 Kata. Number one, the 7 Kata has said that guy does not exist in their team. Secondly, field marshal has never claimed anything in Bafut, not in any audio, not in any video. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to understand the manipulation that these activists, these irrelevant activists, are trying to engineer out there. All right, so
yeah, because they said this, and my colleague came with a video, and we were quarreling fair, and he was supporting those people, and I delete the audio in my phone. I said I cannot share things like this. It's confusion. So I'm pleading that if we have things like that is not helping the struggle, we should delete it. We should not share. I'm begging to our brothers and sisters in Grand Zero. When
that
they
is
get
right.
a audio like that's not helping the struggle, they delete it. They should not share, please. They
That is
share.
right.
Any audio that is not helping the struggle, we have to delete
okay.
it.
All right. That is.
I'm praying for you. You should just hold the work like that. We are behind you, under sun. So I know you are a stone under the sea. So please, just continue your work like that.
Thank you. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the last caller, and I think that was very sound advice that I had prescribed, I think a few months ago. We cannot be promoting all the trash that these trashy activists they are putting out there to misinform our people, especially on Ground Zero. We cannot. I see people forwarding me some of that trash. Please don't send it to me. You are only helping them to promote their nonsense. When it comes to you, the only way you can do to put them out of the market, is to delete it and avoid it going to any other person. Let us be mature. Anything, even those activists, if they are in your forum, take them out of your forums. Their messages should not leave from one person to another person unless you are their supporter. Okay, but if you are not, if you are behind this interim government and you belong to any group, any of such messages come to you, tell the person. I banned some people on my groups who are sending me those messages after warning them. I take them off and I delete their messages. Those messages, I was coming home from Europe and I got into a car and I listened to a certain message from a certain general in the 7th Qatar saying Secretary Chris and this and this and this and that. And I'm like, what is this about? But the fact is that many people bought it. Many people buy it. They think that it is genuine. And they buy it because some of you forward those messages to them. Let us stop forwarding any message from any irrelevant activists or their agents, messages that do not push the revolution. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Again, please go to the website abcambertv.com and register to join the club. We shall be having this special broadcast again with Kuku and Odette, and sometime next week, and it will be beautiful. But again, I have some very, very important presentations. Remember the presentation about the kidnappers and the ransom takers on Ground Zero? I am working on that. On Monday, we shall be talking about the bombs, the illegitimate bombs. And probably Tuesday, I may have a big interview with somebody that you all know. Until then, good night. God bless.
So we can rule from Cape to Cairo. can rule our purpose land? I wanna know who owns the land. Who wanna know who owns the land? Okay, now listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. I wanna know who owns the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I say, we wanna know who owns the land. I wanna know who owns the land. Hey, Papa's land. Papa's land. Papa's land. It must be free. Angola want to know who owns the land. Mozambique want to know who owns the land. Namibia want to know who owns the land. I say, someone want to know who owns the land. Zimbabwe want to know who owns the land. African freedom fighters want to know who owns the land. Purpose land. Now listen to the history. We've been here since creation. We've been here since creation. What else do I know? Since the time of sun and sand. Since the time of moon and stars. Since the time of air and seas. Since the time of men and things. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. I said, we must rule our purpose land. Purpose land. Oh! Okay now I want to talk to my people. Iradanila, oh, I will know. Yeah, Iradanila, oh, I will know. Now we are the crossroads. On the Femo, London. Every sort of Danita. On the Femo, London. Oh, Palimu, Baba.